is mapping the Kirk assassination.
On Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk speaks at an event in Orem, Utah. It is at the Sorensen Center courtyard on the campus of Utah Valley University. The event, part of his American Comeback Tour, features his signature Prove Me Wrong debate format. Kirk is
So he's just debating and then people want to shoot it.
Beneath a large tent. Students come up and have a chance to ask him a question and debate with him. Approximately 20 minutes into his presentation, an audience member identified as a student questions him about mass shootings.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
No, he's respecting liberals. Interesting.
Right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Kirk asks a question, but then it gets interrupted.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Oh my God. Go, run.
When Charlie is
And
18
this is insane.
years old, he speaks at a college. He just seems like any other young American conservative.
Yes, you can have a different opinion there.
But at that college,
Right.
he catches someone's eye. Will Montgomery sees that Charlie gets attention. While other conservative speakers are boring, young people listen to Charlie Kirk. A month later, in September 2012, he and the 18-year-old launched Turning Point USA.
What Turning Point USA stands for, what we're trying to do is we're going into the high schools and the colleges to challenge these textbooks that publish flat out falsehoods and fallacies.
It's a nonprofit organization established to promote conservative values, specifically among young Americans through high school and college campuses.
I'm only 19 years old. I'm fighting this fight every single day. I get to go to college campuses, high schools. I debate professors. I debate socialists.
It's not an immediate success, but Turning Point steadily grows into something larger than
It
Charlie.
seems like nobody wants to debate public right now,
I
then,
recruit
especially in America.
5,000 new students, collect their data. It's a high energy conference for us. It's a way to reward our best members that have been.
They organize speeches with ever bigger conservative American thinkers. The young Charlie Kirk quickly becomes a fixture of the American political conservative landscape.
I started an organization, Turning Point USA, 2.5 years ago, around two key values: free markets and limited government.
In 2016, he speaks at the Republican National Convention. When Trump secures the Republican nomination, he and Turning Point embrace the MAGA movement. Charlie Kirk gets a direct line to the president. At the same time, he begins using modern media outlets as a way to spread his political message. But they're also a means for generating content that gets attention. He gets millions of views, in large part fueled by debates on college campuses. In 2018 comes Campus Clash, a college tour with Candace Owens. In 2024, the You're Being Brainwashed Tour, a college tour with former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. On September 10th,
The title is While
2025,
You're Being
Kirk initiates
Brainwashed.
the American Comeback Tour, a series of events for college students across the United States. The format includes his classic Prove Me Wrong table sessions, where he invites attendees to debate his political and cultural viewpoints in a public setting. The event at Utah Valley University is designated as the first stop on this tour. Eyewitness accounts describe hearing a loud bang.
Go down and see get closer. Are they like restricting you guys up here or what?
It's too crowded. It's just there's just
So did they guess the guy or something?
we had a flag and we had it so it's positioned above the tent so it would be in the camera and they just moved.
What was that? He just got shot! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Immediately following the sound, Charlie Kirk's head jerks backwards. A significant volume of blood gushes from his neck. Although an autopsy is yet to be released, speculations state he is hit partially in his jugular and spine. Phone footage shows that audience members react to the noise instinctively, collectively looking to the right and then crouching down. People scatter in multiple directions.
So what does the security say? Or is there like no security at all?
His security personnel and multiple police officers cover him and try to bring him away to surrounding vehicles as soon as possible. Through phone recordings later released on Twitter, a figure is identified on the roof of the Losey Center.
So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from, over, where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying.
A building located approximately 200 yards or 180 meters from Kirk's position. It seems the shooter is lying in a prone position, shooting down with a clear view of his target. This individual is observed both prior to and following the shot, and is seen retreating from the rooftop. Based on these videos, the shooter is placed at a more accurate guesstimation of 100 to 120 meters from where Kirk is sitting. Presumably, the shooter escapes over the roof of the building after taking the shot.
And just
Charlie
escapes?
Kirk is carried to a police vehicle, parked just behind the tent where he is speaking from. He's then transported to the local Timpanogos Regional Hospital. Initial reports indicate his condition is critical. Utah Valley University spokeswoman Ellen Trainor states that a suspect is in custody, and it's not a student.
Dare you! How dare you! How dare you! How dare
Oh, is this the guy?
Political figures begin to issue statements. President Donald Trump posts on Truth Social, calling for prayers for Charlie Kirk. Vice President J.D. Vance also expresses calls for prayer. Utah Governor Spencer Cox condemns the violence, as does California Governor Gavin Newsom and many other prominent political figures. At 2:26 MDT, FBI Director Kash Patel also announces on social media that a suspect in the shooting is in custody.
Now, we have a person of interest in custody.
But only a couple of hours later, all statements are retracted. Cox clarifies that George Zinn, the individual initially detained, is not the assassin, but has been charged with obstruction of justice. A second suspect is also arrested, but later released. As of right now, the authorities state their investigation continues. At around 2:40 MDT, Charlie Kirk's death is finally confirmed. President Donald Trump announces it on Truth Social. He is survived by his wife, daughter, and son.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah.
The cause of death is confirmed as a gunshot wound to the neck. No further suspects have been taken into custody as of September 11th at the time of this upload. President Trump orders all American flags to be lowered to half
So
staff
they didn't find the guy?
across the country until Sunday evening as a mark of respect. We are reminded again of how real the present danger of political shootings is in the United States.
It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
For us, on the outside, looking in from Europe, it's a brutal reminder of how politically heated things are in the country across the ocean. This video wasn't a walk in the park. It took us less than a day after the shooting happened to get a full 3D video production in motion, and we rendered more than 50,000 frames to be able to do it. The only reason
it's actually pretty
we
good.
could was because of our render farm, which lets us render Blender animations faster and more affordably than anyone else on this planet.
Okay.
And that isn't an exaggeration. We had
And
multiple
they did it very quickly with all animations and all.